alaikum, I'm Sumaya Umar and you are watching iKIDS only on ITV. Hi kids, are you having a great weekend this weekend? But yes! But we're going to have a better weekend now that we're going to learn all about robotics. We're going to learn how to build robots and how you use robots. Will you come along and join us, kids? Yes! And kids on TV too. Come along and join us. Welcome, Shazia. We're so happy to have you back on iKIDS.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's always great being here.
Thank you so much. And today we're going to learn lots, eh?
I hope so.
Yes. Are we focusing on robots today?
Yes.
Is that our focus?
Yeah.
Shazia, tell me now, why do you love science so much? And what made you start doing this for kids and getting them involved in so many
robotics
experiments?
I feel like the current school education system, the curriculum, doesn't really cater for children when it comes to providing good STEM activities, so science, technology, engineering, and math specifically. And robotics is just a platform where it provides a nice holistic incorporation of all these different fields, as well as information technology or IT and engineering design as well. So it's just a nice way to get children to learn about all these things in one go. And they don't even know that they're learning about these things because they enjoy building robots and they just,
they're learning while
incidental learning. Yeah.
Excellent. So when do you host or run these classes and where? Can you tell us more about them?
Okay, so we run them currently at the Blegari Recreation Center on Mondays from 2 to 3 o'clock and then from 2:30 to 3:30 and then from 3:30 to 4:30. So we have different levels. So in the last episode I touched on that, but basically what it is there's different levels and the kids need to meet a certain set of objectives in each level to progress to the next level. So we have beginner levels, intermediate levels and advanced levels. So the beginner levels are also on Saturdays at the Blegari Rec from 8 to 9 and 9 to 10 and also at several select schools. So
and how long have you been doing this?
So it's been about a year that we've started introducing robotics to kids in South Africa. But I mean, currently we are the only ones in South Africa to have these robots. These are Vex robots, and they are actually what is used in the Americas, so in North America, to introduce children to, or at least to get them. It's like a precursor to actually going and bending sheet metal and soldering and welding and putting servo motors and that together so they can walk into an electronics shop, buy proper electronics components and assemble their own bots. So this is quite a nice step. So this is like beginner level, and then as we move on, as you can see, there's different things that the kids have to do.
So kids at home, you better start learning about robotics, and then we can get to the advanced level where you're going to be walking into stores, buying your little pieces and building us robots, eh? Shazia, and then tell us a little bit more about what is a robot?
The proper definition of a robot is a machine that is able to function autonomously. So what that means is that it shouldn't be, or humans shouldn't have to interact with the machine to get it to work. It should be able to function on its own.
They need to press a button, right? Or something.
Well, you can program it to work when a button is pressed, but robots can also work, they have different sensors. So like we have our 5 sensors, robots also need sensors to be able to get enough information from the environment in order to work. So like we have, like on that Mindstorm spot there, the one at the top there, that's called a supersonic sensor. Sorry, not supersonic, ultrasonic sensor. So you can see it looks like eyes, and that's exactly what it does. It senses motion. So that's how that information is fed into the robot, and so that robot could perhaps start working if someone walks past, or it could reverse or something if it had wheels. That one is a clawbot, obviously. So that one,
what does that mean? It catches things.
So it would have to pick, so it's built to pick things up and move them around and drop them.
So the children that come to your classes, they first learn how to build, or they construct it. So that part obviously takes some creativity, and then after they've constructed it, you then do the coding on the computer. Is that how it works?
Right. So our course is actually designed around a proprietary proprietary MIT Sloan-based design.
Okay.
So it's quite an advanced. So MIT is quite an advanced, because it's from that background. It's quite an advanced design. Yeah. And we've incorporated that into the whole program.
Okay.
So from the very basic level, when they just learn about, for example, we have motors, for instance, these here. These are just normal Lego motors, or actuators, as the kids will call them now. Those are just basic Lego, but then if you look at this one here, then you see we have a similar system here, even though it doesn't look like Lego, but this is a motor that you could actually buy from the store. And then there are different types of things that you can incorporate.
And get them building.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are the uses of robots? Because now we're getting children to learn how to make a robot. Yes, they're learning a lot.
Yeah.
They're learning about engineering, designing, computer, IT systems. But what are the uses? What is the purpose?
So there are very many uses. Often robots are actually used to replace people in jobs that are too dull or too dangerous to do. So for example, if there's a bomb in a building, then you would send a robot in the building to defuse the bomb, as opposed to having to send a person, because you're not quite sure,
Yes.
Then of course there are lots of fields that use robots currently. We use them on farms, we use them in industry to manufacture, put car parts together, commercial airlines, riveting pieces of the airplane together.
When you go in your car, when you go on holiday with your parents, imagine if there was no robots. Then there would be no car, no airplane to go in.
Yeah. You get some people that actually go and build a car from scratch, which is quite ridiculous. But you do get people who do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, robots are also used in the medical field as well. So like in hospitals and medical centers, they're used to monitor people's blood pressure, sugar levels, glucose levels.
Those are all robots.
Those are all, functionally they are, because they're performing a function that we need in our environment without, they are programmed to perform certain functions. So they are robots. And then we've also got nurses, who can't lift patients that are very heavy. Robots are used in these instances to lift.
Do they look
to
like
lift
people?
You get humanoid bots.
Okay.
So Toyota's actually making a humanoid. They've actually designed one already, a humanoid bot.
Yeah.
So it looks like a person.
It looks like a person.
It looks like a person, and it walks. It can walk upstairs. It can open bottles. It can pour glass bottles. It can pour stuff into glasses. It can even give your grandma or nani some pills, and then make you watch your grandma or nani drinking the pills via Skype. So yeah. And on that note, there's a very, very cool, now recently in October, fun fact. So artificial intelligence is like the future of robotics, right? So there's this robot that was designed in Saudi Arabia by a company.
Okay.
And Saudi Arabia is actually the first country in the world that has actually granted this robot citizenship.
Right.
So this robot's called Sophia. It's a humanoid bot, but they've actually deliberately left the arms like a robot. No, they haven't covered the arms. She wears a shirt.
Like a person.
She looks like a human.
Yeah.
She's actually designed to look like Audrey Hepburn.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
that's quite cool.
Yeah.
But her brain is obviously not a human brain.
Yes.
So they've exposed this section of her head so
Yes.
that people can see that there's wires.
Okay.
Because what they've found is that because she's got artificial intelligence incorporated into her whole design.
Yes.
What that means is that she will constantly be learning. So through interactions, I call her she, but she's not really a she. Hey,
Okay.
it just
She's
goes
a
to show. Yeah,
she's
exactly.
a it.
So through conversations that she has with people, she learns. She keeps learning. So she's actually got software now that is able to give her facial expressions.
So if
she's got facial recognition software. So while you're talking to her, she will respond using proper facial expressions.
Okay, fun fact.
Correct terminology. I mean, how cool is that?
That's weird, or it's really cool. But okay, and then So you were talking about the uses, and I know kids at home, they want their mummies to have more time with them. Do you think that there can be robots that can help with kitchen work or cooking?
Of course, there's in the home there's in Japan actually.
Yeah.
There's a robot there called Asimo. It's designed by Honda, yes, and it actually helps assist children with their homework.
Okay.
And it's basically, it picks up things after them. It's like having a personal assistant in your house. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
So it's quite cool.
But I'm sure the kids want to know, can that robot do their homework for them? So
I'm sure it can assist. I don't think it will be able to do it for them.
Okay, that's a nice one. And I heard of one, and I could be mistaken, a robot that actually cleans the chickens.
Yes.
There's one
that was actually designed. So like I said, there's very many robots that are actually used in industry, and one of them is now recently they've designed a robot that actually has it's like a 3D visualizing system.
Okay.
So it is able to look at different sizes of chickens and debone chickens without leaving any bits of bone in the chicken. So
can you trust that there won't be a chicken bone left?
I don't know. Possibly. I mean, these things are quite advanced. So it's
so they actually
quite exciting.
Notice where the bones are attached.
They are able to, yes, because they are able to recognize or visualize the size of the chicken. They're able to, or at least the software in the robot is able to distinguish between a ligament and a bone, and where the ligament actually meets the bone, and so making those very accurate cuts. Okay. Yeah. So that's very advanced.
That is very advanced. Yeah. So there must be a future in robotics.
I know, but there's definitely a future in robotics. But it's just, on that note, we see many of these advanced robots coming out of the East, and I think that's specifically because in the East, they place specific what is it called? It's like a
lot of information,
a lot of resources into getting children to focus on robotics from a very young age, and that's something we don't do in this country, unfortunately.
And thanks to you now, kids can come to you and they can learn all about robots.
I hope so. So to get kids to start thinking about robotics and the applications of robotics, they need to be introduced to these things from a young age.
Yes.
So I mean, to understand robotics in this current digital age that we find ourselves in now is so imperative.
Okay. And then, you sound so passionate, and you love it, and you understand it so well.
It's fun.
What made you feel like this, or what made you be driven so much into the science field and into robotics? Your past background?
So I've been a STEM educator for a very long time, and robotics is just sort of the next step, because it incorporates, like I said, all of those fields into one. And I just find that there's a need for this. There's a need for robotics education. I mean, there's like only 10% of industry currently uses robots in their design process. Wow. And so there's a huge gap. There's a huge need and there's a big bright future. I mean, in terms of design, in terms of building or construction, in terms of robot maintenance, in the future, lots of these laborious tasks are going to be replaced with robotics, with robots, or electronic workers, as some people call them.
So we
need to be able to maintain these.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much. We're going to cut to a little ad break now, and when we come back, don't go away, kids, because we're going to be building robots. So we see you back here on iKIDS just now. Thank you, Shazia.
It's an absolute pleasure. Thanks.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to iKIDS, and now we're going to start building our robots. Joining me now is Leina Hassam. Is that right? Yes. Beautiful name, Leina. Leina, can you tell me, do you have robots at home?
Yes, we have a car that has buttons on it to make it move.
That's definitely a robot. How does it moves on its own?
Yes.
With no human being in it?
No.
Oh, that's amazing. Do you think that somebody built that robot?
Yes.
Would you like to learn to build robots one day?
Yes.
Yes, and that's why we're here today. Are you going to try and build some today?
Yes.
Using Lego pieces. What do you think robots are made of? What is your car made of at home?
It's made out of plastic.
It's made out of plastic. And do you think there's some wires inside? And
Yes.
do you think a computer is controlling that car? What is controlling it?
I don't know.
You don't know. Today we're going to learn all about it, kids, all about how computers and coding can actually teach you at home and the children here how to build their own robot. We have Alia here today and Umaima. How are you girls?
Fine.
Are you enjoying the episode about robots?
Yes.
What have you learned about robots today?
Well, we looked at some Lego robots, so I know a few of the things that was put on, and you see little computers on it.
Okay, and do you think that robots are also at home with us?
Yeah, I think like cars, our fridges, microwaves, all that is
Are those all robots? And what do you think a microwave is made of?
probably plugs and little computers, like metal, a lot of
Metal.
Yes.
And you mentioned computers. That's a good one. So do you think that all robots have computers in them?
I think so, because I think they have to be coded,
Okay.
to program to do what their purpose is.
What their purpose is. That's why we have so many different types of robots.
Yeah.
Oh, great. And so you have learned a lot. What robot would you like to build one day or code in order to do something you wanted to do?
I would code one to help others, maybe provide things at hospitals or to help those who can't help themselves.
Oh, that would be a lovely idea. Are you going to be a doctor someday?
I'm hoping so.
And use the coding and the robots
Yes.
to do more for human beings?
Yes.
Great. That is so nice to hear from you, Alia. Thank you. Umaima, so do you know anything about robots?
Yes.
Yes. Do you have robots at home?
I have one that's a robot. My brother's. It's small. It sings twinkle
It
twinkle.
sings. And how does it move?
It moves like that.
Show me. Oh, and it's a robot that sings. That's great. And whose robot is it?
My brother's.
And how do you think they made it?
They use some screws and they made a face that smiles and a book that it holds.
Wow, I would love to see that.
And it has a mother that shows a person.
It has a mirror that shows a person. Do you think it's a real human being?
No.
No, it's just a robot.
Yes.
Yes. Are you going to learn to make robots today with us?
Yes.
Great. Thank you so much, Umaima. Hi, Leah, Dean, and Tahani. We have 3 beautiful kids here doing robotics with us today. Leah, can you tell me a little bit about robots and what you think that they are?
I think robots.
Do you think that they're human beings?
No, I think they're like cameras, security cameras.
Like security cameras, do you
Yeah.
have any in your house?
Yes, we do.
How do they work?
Well, when we're just walking around, they can catch us anytime and they video us.
They video you, so
Yeah.
can your mom and dad check if you were being naughty sometimes?
Yes.
Yes. Can they hear you as well?
Yes.
And do your doors also have robots in them?
Yeah, one of our front doors,
Yes.
when we press this button, the door makes it open.
You press the button and the door opens.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So do the cameras see you and the door sees you at all times?
The door doesn't see us, only the cameras.
And do you have to press buttons to make it work?
For the security cameras, they just go on.
On their own.
Yeah.
And they're checking you out all the time.
Yes.
Oh dear. But it must be quite safe. And sometimes if you want to
Yes.
say, do you say hello to your dad?
Yes.
And then can he see you? Does he talk back to you?
Well, sometimes he just doesn't go see the cameras.
Okay. Do you think that those cameras are made with computers?
Yes.
Do you think you know how they're made?
No.
No? That's what you're going to learn today. Okay. See you later. Tahani, welcome to iKIDS.
Thank you.
Are you enjoying your day?
Yes.
What did you learn today?
About robots.
What do you think robots are made of?
Metal and Lego.
Metal and Lego. Do you think that sometimes they have to make them with something else to make them move?
Plastic.
Plastic. And do you think they move on their own?
Yes.
On their own? Do they have a brain?
No.
What's their brain?
Computer.
Yes, well done. And do you know that they have to code the computer to make it move in certain ways?
No.
Are you going to learn that today on iKIDS?
Yes.
Great. See you just now. We are here on iKIDS learning how to build robotics. So come join us, kids. These kids are already building. Hi, kids. Hi. And hi, Alia. Alia, are you helping them today?
Yeah, they're all building basically vehicles, and like Mayma and them, she's building a car, she's building, like, the two of them are building trucks, they're also building vehicles. And so they're basically all building vehicles, but different types. And
Okay, so will these vehicles actually move on their own eventually?
Yes,
Once we're
eventually.
done?
Yes, with
So
all
are
the
you doing
programs.
trucks?
Yes,
What
some
else are you doing?
trucks, tractors. One of them is building a man who, like, they help in pharmacies and things.
A robot
Yes,
man.
yes.
Oh, that's going to be amazing to see. So actually a robot man walking like
Yes.
this, putting the medications in the right
Yes.
places. Okay, great. And then with the tractors, what functionality are the tractors going to
Probably like farming and things like that. So obviously little things, but yes.
farming little things.
Things, yes.
So do you think that they put water on the ground?
They could do that, or it could be used in a garden to take out weeds or stuff like that, depending on what functions you build it for.
Great. Let's see with Leah. Leah, how far are you getting? Just building a camera.
Like a secret camera in the leaves and plants.
Secret camera in the leaves and the plants. Okay, great. Anya, how's that going? Have you checked on her camera?
Yes.
Yes. And then Mahdia, how are you doing there? Looking good? Is that your car? What is your car going to do?
It's just gonna drive around, and I guess you could put a camera on the car and then it could drive around.
That's a good idea. Do they put cameras on cars?
Yeah, well, because it's their own ideas. They could put the camera on the car, and the car could be watching things around.
Okay, great. And then would they need coding for that? Or?
Yes,
They would need
definitely.
coding for
Yes.
that. So do you do the coding before you build the machine, or put the machine together and then put in
I think you put the machine together, and obviously you add the computer on as part of the building.
Okay, great. So we're having a lovely day here on iKIDS, out in the garden, building our robots. Thank you, Alia.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you later. Mohammed Asim, I want to know a little bit more about the coding part of it, and actually what makes the robot move and do things, and how do you tell it to do things?
So basically the thing that controls the robot is this computer here. You plug it into another laptop, and then on the laptop there's a program that you can use the sensors of the light sensors, the motion sensors, and that triggers the robot to do different things. So you can allow it to turn if it sees red, turn right if it sees blue, turn left if it sees green, and then to feel in front of it. If it knocks something, then it will move out of the way or do a whole 180-degree turn. And so then you program it on the computer, and then you can do like maybe 5 different programs for the robot to do 5 different things. Then you put it onto this computer, and then you can pick the program you want. So the buttons help you scroll up and down, and then the X and the...
So it's all pre-done. The coding behind it is done.
Yes,
On another day.
Yes, all pre-done. And then when you so like there are competitions.
Okay.
So when you go for these competitions, they want your robot to do certain things, and when it does do that, depending on how well it does it, that's how they judge you.
They judge you. So your coding is done, you slot it into that machine,
Yeah.
or you transfer it there, and then the buttons on that machine are going to help you, you can tell the robot what to do
Yeah.
using those buttons.
So you name your programs technically.
You name your
Yeah.
program.
So like, if you wanted to maybe kick something, then kick a ball, or
Yes.
and then you'll know what program to pick.
And can you use a remote control to tell the robot what to do?
Not for this specific design of.
Okay. But can you?
You can program a robot to use a remote control.
Yes.
But this specific robot doesn't use a remote control.
Okay. You'd have to press it on
On the thing,
on
yeah.
the thing, and then
It's
it would do it.
it's pre-programmed, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mohammed Asim. Today we had lots of fun building robots, and we are tired now, but we have made beautiful robots. Thank you so much to Shazia.
It's an absolute pleasure.
And thank you, Shazia. And we're going to take this home with us and learn lots from home at home, isn't it, kids? Yes. And Shazia, tell us, if children at home want to build robots, where can they get some steps or advice? How do they do that?
So they can go on our website. That's www.livekaizen.co.za, LIVEKIZEN. But we also offer robotics courses at several schools.
Okay.
The Houghton Muslim School is one of them now.
Okay, great.
So yeah, if any of the kids are interested, we are going to be there, and otherwise there's Saturday classes and that. So yeah.
Lots of places. Thank you so
Wednesday.
much, Shazia. Thank you, children. And kids at home watching, if you want to be part of the iKIDS show, don't forget to email us. We'll see you next time. Assalamu alaikum.
أهلا أهلا في ربيع سار